Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. As usual, as soon as we start this program, you have the power. Pick up your telephone and give us a call. We speak about anything, politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, whether it's Israel and Hamas, why Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, and Syria do not recognize Israel's right to exist. They believe Israel should be in the bottom of the sea. Why we don't have two separate states, the Israelis and the Palestinians. So even if they are deadly enemies, they could have their own independence. Perhaps the world need to zero in on that and work on it more. When you come to history, Israel go back to 3,500 years arguing about history. Both the Arabs and the Israelis, they're better than us in arguing. They have years and years, in fact, thousands of years of experience in arguing their case. So perhaps we need to deal with some practicality. We in our small NA maybe could only pray for them. I think the Pope has instituted a day of fasting to try to bring peace to that region of the world. So give us a call. The number to call is 442-0175. We on YouTube, we on Facebook, and RealFM 91.9. Always share our program. Share it with your friends. Share our program and like it. You know, you may not agree with what we say, but sometimes your friends may not agree too. So tell them. And if you agree, share it on to them. I think as I start this morning, I'm going to ask why the government of the National Democratic Congress decreased the pay of some members of the Imani and perhaps moderate members of the NDC may be interested to know why. You see, as we confront members of the National Democratic Congress, they don't have answers or they're hiding. And instead, they have to attack you personally and maybe go back to Kit Mitchell rather than confront and face simple questions. Why did the government reduce the pay of some members of the Imani? Now, this must be insignificant. This must be significant. And I know some members of the NDC would be shocked to know that. They would argue this is not true. And don't expect people who are Imani to boldly telling you that. Because the MIT ministry, the ministry set up for political mischief, is monitoring them. And at this period of time, they cannot afford to lose their job. I'm hearing that some members of the Imani program that were getting more than $1,000 a month, the government reduced some of the income they're getting. One person told me as much as $300. When I always say, because the government claim that information is based upon need to know, rumors and speculation will run wild. When you hear speculation and rumors and you are not getting answers from government, it is not in the interest. I don't know how it could be the interest of the NDC, particularly when you are asking some of the moderate members of the NDC and they don't have answers. They're looking foolish. And as a result, they tend to want to attack you personally. Or maybe go back and attack Kit Mitchell. because they don't have answers for themselves. So I think they should ask the government, is it true that some members of the Imani lost income, some as much as $300? Now the National Democratic Congress, we know that they do not have much love for the Imani program. I don't think the hatred is with the members of the program, but I think the hatred is for the program. Maybe because the idea did not come from them. Because I cannot see reasons and justification why you dislike a program that provides a second chance, a source of income, an opportunity to get experience, an opportunity to further their education. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
how are you doing?
Great, man.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre. I've been listening for the last couple of weeks in combination to this he was there and the fish and what have you. And I'm fairly young, right? But I have been listening, and you know what I do? I tend to follow all news. I try to get a balanced information. I try to be balanced in my critical thinking. But you know what I've realized? I've realized it is very dangerous to have lawyers rule this country, and we have seen it happen more than once, right? And there's a reason for why I say that, because I think you will take knowledge that what happened in the years gone by shows what is happening, and the reason and the causation of what we have happening right now. I happened to listen to this the exchange between the PM in his answer to the opposition leader, and he was rather arrogant as usual, arrogant in his response and arrogant in his demeanor. And then when the opposition leader was talking also, there were members on the other side talking, and they were whatever they were doing, but the opposition leader made reference to it, and the Speaker of the House should have flagged that. He didn't, right? I am simply saying that if we do not listen and we do not understand what these guys are doing, we will forever be lost in their doldrum of stupidity. I am listening to some programs right now, as we speak right now, and they are talking about let's come together and let's be cooperative, and it's 50 years of independence, and let's come together. But you're still calling the Honorable Dr. Mitchell all kind of name. So how can you be saying one thing, let's come together, and then you're calling the man all kind of name, and you're going on all kind of rants and saying that NNP people don't, and NNP people stupid, and all of us all kind of name. Mr. Pierre, you always say I have tolerance. You see me? As for me personally, I have no tolerance for these people because I am seeing what they are doing. I'm seeing it every day. And the only thing with this NDC is that this NDC, some people see this party right now like a cash cow. They're making money off that party. And they will continue to do it. And this is not the NDC of Nicholas Bradford. This is not the NDC of George Bizan. This is definitely not the NDC of Tim and Thomas. What is happening right now? This particular party is being robbed under the eyes of the original and founding members, and they cannot see it, and they will be very extreme in the next 2 years or 3 years. Mark my words. You always said to lead that. Mr. Pierre, have a good day.
Yes, Scholar, and I agree with you on some of the points that this is the worst group of individuals ever involved in NDC. The hostility towards the elderly, to the physically challenged, the even disadvantaged children was not spared the wrath of the NDC. The fact that it seems to take line and make a profession. So I agree with you. It's the worst NDC. When the National Democratic Congress speak about unity, they're not speaking about everybody in the country. They're speaking about NDC members. Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Hey, afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, Scholar.
How was the weekend?
Good, man.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, I wanted to make a comparison with the two-party winning government. Mr. Pierre, when you take a clear look, even the blind could see that When NMP in government, everyone smile. Everyone smile. The business people smile. The poor people smile. Everyone living great and people like they smile because they have more revenue in their hand, right? Because the government made employ people. So when they employ people, the business people, we have getting more revenue in their hand, and they smiling, right? So when you look at NDC in governance, what they did, and that is a track record, they fire the low class of people. They are getting rid of the low class of people, the poor people that are working with the government, getting a little more to have better living condition. So when they did that, some of the business people vote for them, right? The same government come back, like they vote for come back and hold the pocket. Because less money you put, less people are working in the country, and especially where you have your business up here, it affects the business people because less revenue coming in their hand, right? Mr. Pay, I want to say I want to let greater people and people greater character mathematics know. And the government, everybody smiling, everybody feeling happy. You see that smile on the face because they have one with the spending power increase. But when NDC in governance, less money in the hand, people was working and they were little money in hand, they no longer have that money because why? They are sent home. And that is the track record of NDC governance. They always get rid of workers. I'm surprised if you really thinking NMP or the party, they don't care. Look at the period with COVID, right? Look at the period when thing was slow. The government never sent home anyone. It keeps them people working and they was paying them. They was paying them. Right now, there's no COVID in the country. And in the last election call and NDC win, people are they are firing people left, right, and center. While they fire left, right, and center, taking out the little crocodile the people get in. What happened? They enriching the pocket and the friend. More people joining the bandwagon because they have to keep them more quiet. Because see, if they don't keep them more quiet and for them to get money, they have to stay quiet. If they don't stay quiet and they go against the government, nothing for them. And it has led some other one who was against the CBI program. It alleged that they also will become an agent of the CBI program. So it's become like what you hate with NLP governance, you like it now because you have money there. So that's my.
Yes, I was. The individual said the NDC speak about unity. You must not fool yourself. When NDC speak about unity, they're not speaking about everybody in the country. They're speaking about unity among the members. Some of their spokespeople have been advocating that the 30,000 people who vote, the 30,000 plus people who support you, look after them. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Go right ahead, caller.
And good afternoon to Grenada.
Caller, we're not hearing you.
I say good afternoon to Grenada.
But you have to call back.
Have to call back?
We're not hearing you.
You're not hearing me? I am hearing you.
All right, your voice shift. You have to speak a little closer to the phone.
Okay, well,
Otherwise, we don't hear you inside here.
I'm hearing you, all you.
Well, you're hearing us, so go ahead now.
Right. I just want to let the three gentlemen,
You have to keep that phone near to your mouth.
Yeah, one, the two that say that I am a traitor. And
Oh, yes, I forget. Yeah.
And I'm Jack on both side. Let them know that that's an opinion of theirs, and they have right to keep to their opinion. I am a Grenadian. I'm a member of the NMP party. I'm not a supporter. I'm a member of the party. I'm a card-bearing member of the party. And if I see something or hear something that, in my opinion, it is not sounding well, I'll have the right to criticize the party. And I will do that. Continuously do it. I am a member and I remain a member. And nobody, no person, apart from the executive, and if I commit some wrong in the party, cannot stop that. Right? So I don't have to depend on a job to be a member. As the gentleman say, I want to turn over now and I want to go to a job and all kind of thing. I see things and I speak on them. And everybody have their opinion. If somebody calls and I don't like what they say, I have a right to criticize to it, just like they have their right. And I will continue to do that. So I just want them to know that. Take it from me and keep that way. If they don't understand me or they don't want to hear what I say, I can't force anybody. But I have my opinion and I look at things as I see it. I'm satisfied that the NMP is making some progress now. I thought it take long to get off the ball. They're making some progress now, and I'm seeing a more light to the NMP at the side at the end of the tunnel now. But it is a hard work to compete against these gentlemen that are in the NDC. The party and government is not taking any correction, is not explaining things thoroughly to people, and there seems as if they go to bully their way until such time. So it is a hard fight for the NMP. I remain committed to the NMP party, but it's a very tough fight for the NMP party under this new regime. I'm not satisfied with them, but there are things that they do that I support, and I think they are right. But it's a very, very, very tough fight to get it, because they don't seem to want any cooperation with the NMP. They speak about cooperation, but they're not interested in cooperation, based on my understanding, my scene. Thank you.
Yes, scholar. And people have to understand that everybody don't speak the same way. Some individuals are very contemplative and reflective when they say things. They try to measure it, they try to wait, and they try to give and take and be fair on both sides. Some people are a little bit more blunt in the see. Some people are very pessimistic, some very optimistic and hopeful. And that's why I always say we have to be tolerant to one another. On the issue of unity, don't be fooled. When the NDC speak about unity, they're not speaking about NNP members. And I think a lot of people believe unity, the NDC speaks about unity and they're talking about Grenadians. No. When the NDC calling for unity is among the members. Why do I say that? The National Democratic Congress introduced restorative justice. No political party that wants unity dabble in restorative justice. Restorative justice is tantamount to political vengeance, to witch hunting. The government set up a ministry even when they did not have money budgeted for it. MIT, mobilization. Mobilization is a party thing. The government have different ministries of information, etc. So the government don't need mobilization. You need one or two people, yes, for implementation to help to unclog bottlenecks and speed up the process. And these people have to be knowledgeable about the public service and how it works. The Prime Minister of Grenada said, we campaign on a policy of transformation, but it is not so much transformation. It is more restorative justice. The past Prime Minister say it is rebalancing, realignment, collateral damage. Now, no political party and no government that seeks unity dabble with restorative justice. Look at the level of hostility the government have to the marginalized in our country. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, I called and I left a message for you yesterday. Hold on a minute.
We're not hearing you, caller. Yes, scholar. All right. Please, when you call.
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah, I left a message for him. I would like you to explain the Angola issue when it comes to this problem that we were talking about. I don't know anything about it, and I would like to know.
All right.
And maybe some people would like to know too.
Yeah.
You mentioned it, the Angola issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is my thing.
Okay.
And I was going to call, but about the other station. But anyway, I find that the Prime Minister, when he speaks, he's speaking in
You're a bit low.
Yeah. I find when he speaks in a very angry mood. He's angry about a lot. I don't know why he's so angry, because I heard him discuss something when they were talking on the housing in Parliament. Why he's so angry? He could speak in a responsible, low tone and explain what he has to do, but he's angry. He's getting very angry, and his eyebrows raising up, and he's like he want to fight. Why is he in that manner? I would like him to change his attitude there. That's my contribution so far, okay?
Yes, I think the Prime Minister is telling lies. That is why he's angry so. He's lying and people are calling him out. Maybe he didn't expect people to tell him he's lying. A number of the other programs play a lot of tapes. I don't play clips. My program is just 1 hour and I don't play clips. And you could see evidence that the Prime Minister is lying. The Prime Minister said, we campaign on a policy of transformation, but it is not so much transformation. It is more restorative justice. He was cool and calculated and smiling when he said that. Now, if a party introduces restorative justice, that is tantamount to political vengeance. The NDC look at the hostility against the marginalized. They immediately remove $150 from the elderly and the physically challenged. They remove money from disadvantaged children. Now listen to the utterances of NDC executive members and the main mouthpiece. Listen to the utterances. And the caller talk about the Prime Minister demeanor. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes.
How do you do, sir?
Great, good.
I don't find that the only program for the week. Mr. Pierre, listen, I am lacquered today. What Mr. Lacquered have to talk about with the health? He don't have to, we making car park in Princess Alice, and we now open the new wing. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear he have equipment in the hospital. You didn't listen, the agriculture man? Is a good thing that I said, don't wake up dog in sleep. Because what he hear, he say he don't hear GIS, he don't hear Facebook, he don't hear Instagram, he don't hear nobody talking about what Mr. Lacquer talked. And I mean, Mr. Lacquer have to stop that foolishness. I have to do an X-ray, and up to now they cannot have the thing for me to do the X-ray. If it's thing for me to dead, I go dead now. It's time for we to stop lying and come together and do what we have to do. What happened to Mr. Lacquer? We don't want to hear about car park. He a car park and he don't have thing in the hospital. So what is it all about? Huh? I have to do an extra whole month now. Since the last week in September, I have to do my X-ray. I go, they tell me when I go down there, they tell me I have to do an appointment on the 10th. I go on the and do it on the 10th. They tell me they don't have the liquid. I call this week there to find out if the liquid come. No, he don't come yet. So when he go come, if death striking me, he go strike me stupid in this Grenada here. We have to stop it. They have money to go abroad. I don't have it. And I need to do my X-ray. And stop talking about car park. We don't want to hear that. Put equipment in the hospital and the medical station. Fix Hamilton's medical station in time. Mr. Lacquer, in time. You don't know about health. They put you there and only just come in on the air and lying to people. We have to stop it, Mr. Pierre. We got to stop it. Have a blessed day.
Yes, caller. And caller, my advice is to go to a private clinic and do your X-ray. Because if you're dead, you're going to have to buy a coffin. And then we're going to still come in the happy hour. So go and pay your money in the private clinic and do your X-ray. That is the reality. As we go back to the National Democratic Congress, when this, yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre.
Go right ahead.
Caller before asked you to explain the Angola matter. I'm waiting. I want to hear about it too. Please explain it for us.
Well, I was about to go there and then you come in.
Okay.
So, all right, thank you. So let me start with the NDC, because all these things will help you to understand the Angola matter. The short of it, I would say to people, you have to go and research Angola and see what happened during the Angola Revolution, and you will be better able to understand the Angola matter. The Angola option, Maurice Bishop evoked the Angola option. Every party member of the NDC, of the revolution then, know about the Angola option. Every minister of the NDC know about the Angola option. Maurice Bishop evoked the Angola option. When Maurice Bishop did, he could not have been considered again as a martyr. Maurice Bishop died for selfish, greedy reason. They had a vote in the Central Committee. He agreed for the vote. The vote was taken. I think 9% voted for joint leadership. 3% voted against joint leadership. One of the most forceful persons against joint leadership was George Louisan. Not even Maurice Bishop, George Louisan. Maurice Bishop abstained. Let the party decide. He abstained. He was not against joint leadership. He said that, and not against it in principle. But I don't understand the workability. How we go work? After much discussion, he agreed for a vote to be taken. He was the chairman. They voted. Maurice Bishop refused to respect the vote. He evoked the Angola option. And once Bishop evoked the Angola option, the other side knew it was either Bishop or them. Once Maurice Bishop decided to dabble in the Angola option, the Prime Minister of Grenada now, he knows what is the Angola option. And he must be man enough to tell people what is the Angola option. If I was in the position of the journalists who interface with the Prime Minister out of demand that he explain the Angola option, I call on the committee that the government set up to celebrate the 50 years, and the committee that make Heroes Day, to tell the public what they understand about the Angola option. You see, if the committee set up by Deacon is not a rubber stamp, he don't give them the result he want them to research. Just as the MNIB board, the chairman resigned after. The GDB board, these are rubber stamp. In local parlance, we call them dome-driven kettles. They have no say. They just place on a board to legitimize the Prime Minister's view, to say consult. This board must tell you what is the Angola option. if they know about it. And I also want them to give some answers on the sister from Brudggrove who was murdered, or the investigation was smothered by Maurice Bishop. I don't know if he sanctioned her murder, but he smothered the investigation. They must tell us that. A committee is set up to look at Heroes Day. They declare Heroes Day. That committee celebrating 50 years of independence, but they preoccupy with 1979 to 1983. The Prime Minister of Grenada said nothing was not achieved after 1983. Nothing was not achieved after 1983. It means the Prime Minister studied 79 to 83. So the Prime Minister was able to tell us what is the Angola option. He knows. The committee that was set up, if the committee is not a rubber stamp, then tell the people why the Angola option. This is going to get a whole new picture of the massacre on the 4th on October 19. A few days ago, we was celebrating October 19. Some people say that is the best celebration. We get rid of all the troublemakers with one lash. They say it's time to celebrate. Some people believe the occasion is sad. And that day ought not to be a holiday, although you could declare the day a day of mourning and reflection and contemplation. But you should not declare it a holiday because it's going to turn wine, jam, beach party, and the purpose of it would be lost. Because it is not something to celebrate, but a differ. So that committee must tell us what is the Angola option. Every minister run supposed to know what is the Angola option. Every minister. Tillman Thomas, he knows what is the Angola option. And the committee government set up, if the committee is not a rubber stamp, that committee must know what is the Angola option. Caller, that is the manner in which I'll answer the Angola option. From time to time, you're going to hear me on it. And you might hear more information on it. I've asked people also to research Michael De Freitas. He's a Trinidadian. He was instrumental in making Notting Hill Carnival a public activity. Research him, Michael De Freitas. You're going to see how people with charm and charisma could bamboozle individuals. But the individual raised an important factor, an important point, which I believe is fundamental. He said the government wants unity. I don't agree with him. The government is not asking for national unity. The government is asking for NDC supporters to unite. Not the whole country. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
You need to define the Angola option. You're asking people to Google the Angola option, to go and research. I'm interested. I'm calling you from New York. Define the Angola option. I listen to you all the time. Great program. Bye, sir.
Yes, caller, and maybe you have not heard me on some occasion on the Angola option. And this is why I said government has set up a committee to look at the 50 years and also to declare Heroes Day. The Prime Minister of Grenada said nothing has not been achieved. Nothing has been achieved from 1983. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes.
How are you today?
Yeah, my brother, welcome.
Okay. Mr. Pierre, I want Grenadians to listen and look at the news and look at what's going on the Gaza Strip. And then remember October 19th. Tell them what happened then could happen sooner rather than later. I say every day. I don't like to hear me say that. We're going to hang them in the market. This stupidness they're getting on with.
Can't do that.
Mr. Pierre, you're
Can't
telling me
that.
no. Yeah,
See,
you can't do that.
We have a justice system.
Yes.
And that is one of the challenge I take issue with Maurice Bishop for. Because even if Maurice Bishop believed there were excesses in Gary time, he had the court. And there how much instances Maurice Bishop took things to the court. We have a justice system in Grenada that is relatively good. We have a police force in Grenada we could be proud of. And we must not seek vengeance. We must seek justice with compassion.
Okay.
Never, no matter how horrendous a crime might be, no matter how hot an individual must be, sometimes he lose it. But the neighbor must say justice with compassion. Otherwise, you go just cut out everybody hand and foot. Like that is what's going on in between Israel and Gaza now. You kill me dog, I will kill your cat. You kill me fowl, I kill you. And you kill me child, I will kill back yours. Feudal society. And innocent people is massacred. We can't do that in Grenada. So we have to believe in the justice system.
Yes, but the thing is, but those that have the authority,
take them to court. Which justice system is good. When you go and vote them out. That is the power. Eric Gary used to tell the people, learn to make the X, learn to make the X. when the GNP call and the Alliance call them stinking Grenadians and tell them is cadaver. Eric Gary sell all your bodies to the St. George's University. Some of them used to bow their head. Their friends used to say, learn to make the X, learn to make the X. There is power in the X.
Yes, bro.
We cannot advocate vengeance.
Okay.
That is why I'm extremely upset with Deacon Mitchell. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell won the election fair and square. Our people brought in a new team of individuals. They know they're going to make mistakes because they're brand new, political neophytes. So there is no historical justification for vengeance.
Okay.
Even when the Prime Minister speak in Parliament, who making him vex? Nobody ain't doing wrong. Kit Mitchell might have reason, historical reason. Peter David would have reason. Gregory Boyne, Emmeline Pierre, because they're in politics long and people have attacked them mercilessly long. But Deacon have no justification for this anger he is displaying. So this is why we as a people must seek justice with compassion.
All right.
Yeah? Yes, caller, thank you. And we have a good police force. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Here we talk about the Angola option. After 40 years, the Grenadian people just getting to know about Angola option. Mr. Pierre, I grew up as a young man through the revolution. Everything we hear is about Bernard Cole and Maurice Bishop. The revolution had a committee. No one man was ruling in the revolution. And 40 years later, we hearing that one man was ruling this country during the revolution. It's hard for I to believe that, Mr. Pierre. I haven't heard nothing but Bernard Code and all that. Everything I'm hearing is about Maurice Bishop. Maurice is the worst thing I ever passed through Grenada. Maurice is this and Maurice is that. Why are we not speaking the truth? The revolution had its problem, but it was not only Maurice Bishop. But why we keep saying only Maurice Bishop today? But when the revolution was alive, we hearing about Bernard Code and Bernard doing a lot of hard work and Bernard doing this and Bernard doing that. And no, that man have no tails. You understand? Joint leadership was even before Bernard Code and Maurice Bishop. At one time, Unison Whiteman and Maurice Bishop was carrying joint leadership. If you go back and follow from the New Jewel movement, come forward. There's a lot of things haven't been said. A lot of things haven't been said. And those who know what they do and come back now and staying quiet, not talking, and saying it's Maurice Bishop. Everything is Maurice Bishop. Right? You understand? He went to the States, he made his, whatever he had to say in the university campus. They say he passed through Cuba. So because he passed through Cuba and come back home, they want to know what he went in Cuba, what he passed through Cuba and do. Mr. Pierre, there was things boiling up before. Ask them the question. Does Bernard Code ever went to Cuba? Just ask that question. All Bernard Code disciples was sent to Soviet Union and Bulgaria and others. Just think about it. They went to Cuba before they killed Maurice and started trying to convince. And you must ask yourself, who was the ambassador? Who was the ambassador in Cuba at the time? Mr. Pierre, there is something more than what we're hearing today. And no one is talking. Everybody staying silent, just as this new alliance we have today and we call a government. Mr. Pierre, there is more. There is more. You can't take 40 years later to tell the Grenadian people about Angola option. Why we didn't know about Angola option all the time? When they was trying to shut us down. Have a good day, Mr.
Yes, scholar, you know, some of us knew about it long. But everybody say you had a Truth and Reconciliation Committee. They say let's reconcile, let us forgive Leslie Pierre, Kenny Lalsin, Lloyd Noel, Kennedy Boudlal. All of them say let's reconcile, let's work together, let sleeping dog lie. But then Dick Mitchell evoked Maurice Bishop's spirit and he introduced political vengeance. And now they set up a committee to rubber stamp heroes in Grenada. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
Do you understand what is the Anguilla option?
Of course.
But I don't hear you say what's going on.
Well, you have to listen to me a long time to hear, you know. I just tell you a lot of things.
So you don't finish saying what you have to
No,
say?
man, finish. I just start. You don't hear calling on some people in Grenada. I want them going to Stillman Thomas. What you understand about the Angola option? Okay. Run. Every member of the NDC knows about the Angola option. Why? Because they studied the revolution from 1979 to 1983. And they said nothing was not achieved after.
Okay.
They said nothing was not achieved after.
In the revolution?
And except from 1979 to 1983, that's when we make achievement. I don't argue with them.
Well,
then the Prime Minister introduced restorative justice.
I want to understand what is the Anguilla option.
Well, you just have to listen to this program and you're going to know.
Friday Ghana here, y'all talking about the Anguilla option or Sunday Ghana, but I don't understand what.
We want to point some people to the big McCoys.
Okay.
Those heavyweights in the country,
All right.
they will give us a clear method.
Okay.
Right.
Like Kennedy, you understand?
So we don't stop and we continue. They know.
Kennedy, no?
You didn't listen to Kennedy?
Yeah, but you have to give more.
Well, you have to listen. You can
more
get
information I want to
it's
hear.
short
What's
programs.
I don't understand about that one. So,
All right. Okay. Yeah. So you see, the government set up a committee. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, man.
Well, I think the 19th, they had the people about the Angola thing, they had enough time to come and explain what it was about and explain how the revolution fought. And I would have liked to know why they had the same thing locked up for so many years for Bishop for the revolution. Thank you very much.
The same thing was tried. They were found guilty. They went through the court system. And then after a period of time, the court freed them. And I fully supported the court. The court, I believe in the court. You may not agree with the court system in Grenada, but the court system in Grenada works. The police in Grenada is doing a very good job. George Rizan said island of conflict. Other countries in the Caribbean have more clashes with the police than us. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is we have to go forward and forget about this thing past already. Let's check and move
We
forward.
tried that Dick Mitchell evoke.
What I'm saying, Mr. Pierre, listen. These things about the revolution, Bishop was wrong. They say Bishop was wrong. He was a dictator. He was this. He was that. So that is why they should have come out plain out. All those ex-soldiers who live in now and they was there. Come out and say, well, look at what Bishop done, and we had to execute him. Plain, but up to now, nothing plain exactly come out. Look at what they say, the body this and the body that. Nobody knows it is true. Why they keeping it a secret and Bishop was wrong? Come out and say something. Thank you.
If you listen to Hamas, Hezbollah, and Israel, they could well argue, you know. When you listen to them, they have practice in argument. All of them hiding their faults and they're telling you one side of the story. The Jews made a big issue because obviously they were attacked and over 1,200 of the people died. Women were raped, children were murdered. And they put their side of the story. Hamas is hiding behind people and they put in the children and show the world for sympathy. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr.
Yes,
Pierre.
my brother.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, I was 7 years when most of the things that happened, but
Yeah.
I have a clear I have an understanding of what the Angola option was. If those fellas was activated around that time, the massacre would have been worse. That's all I will say. Because those fellas were working on the airport. If those fellas was given the green light, things would have been worse in Grenada. Thank you.
Yes, so you see, if we don't know the truth about the past, we doomed to repeat it. This is why I don't support lies for history. As Kennedy Boudreaux say, if they want to lie to their children. But don't go and teach lie for our children in the school. The Prime Minister of Grenada is a lawyer. One of the strong points of lawyers is the manipulation and use of words. So when the Prime Minister said, we campaign on a policy of transformation, but it is not so much transformation, it is restorative justice. And restorative justice is tantamount to political victimization. The government set up a ministry for political mischief. The government mouthpieces was saying to go to activities of the NNP to see who are the public officers and teachers and police that are attending these activities. The president of the Teachers Union was calling for the head of NNP supporters in the ministry. The government has removed money from the Imani's salary. Now we close our eyes and we're playing stupid. The government removed $150 from old people. The government removed $150 from physically challenged people. The government removed money from disadvantaged children. And the moderate NDC, they get real quiet. The government set up committees that is rubber stamp. The one they set up for MNIB and the consultation they had, I refer to it as a sham. It ended up as a sham. The government set up a committee for our board for GDB to rubber stamp funding their members with millions of dollars from government coffers. The government set up a committee now to make Heroes Day. That committee is a sham. Let us ask the committee question to explain the Angola option. They know. Let us ask the Prime Minister of Grenada, what is the Angola option? He must know. He must know. You see, lawyers do a lot of reading. I think they say they read the law. And things like that, they would have studied. So he knows, and the Prime Minister studied from 1979 to 1983. That is why he could have said nothing was achieved in Grenada after. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
Well, I still don't understand what the definition of the Angola option. I mean, I hear you say that, okay, there was a meeting.
You want to wait a little for you. You might have to listen to me longer.
Well, because it was simple. To me, it was simple, but I still
it's not simple, caller.
Well, I didn't get the full
It's not
definition.
simple at all.
I didn't get the full definition. When you
It's
say
not simple,
Bishop,
caller. This thing is not simple.
Okay, well, Bishop abstained from the vote, and he then take a side. Is that what we say in the options? He choose a side in the whole group. Is that the option?
You see, the revolution was not just simple like that.
Yeah, I understand that.
So you see, sometimes it's difficult to explain to people.
Well,
and you hear me say it a number of times. Anytime I speak about the revolution, I tell people, if I say anything that you believe is not the truth, ask Tillman Thomas.
Okay.
Tillman Thomas was a lawyer, and he was a human rights lawyer, and he went to jail.
Yeah, but we come to the point where when you said that the committee met, they took a vote. Some didn't want dual representation as Prime Minister. Some wanted it. Okay, so it failed, and Bishop refused to vote. He abstained. Well, after that, what did he do? What did he do? That could probably explain the Angola issue option. What action did he take?
Although you have to listen a little more to understand it. It's not as easy like that. And I'm not making it easy. Because let me tell you something. That's what killed Grenadians.
All right.
We like easy things. That's why when I speak, I challenge anyone to take me on. I want to say what is true, and I say what is my opinion. And if I say anything about the revolution, that you believe it is not true, then perhaps asking me again don't make sense. So I say, ask Tillman Thomas, ask Kenny Lalsin, ask Kennedy Boudlal. These are very believable people in our history in this country. But the Angola option was a significant turning point in the situation that happened in Grenada. A lot of people remain quiet about it, and they say, let sleeping dogs lie. And that is our last caller. Caller, you will last caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Mr. Pierre, the men may not understand what you what
what I hear from the same Mr. on Sunday, what he's saying is that Bishop had took aside because there was a man in the Angola option, which was in Venezuela, who liked Bishop, as a prime minister, maybe as his son. So eventually Bishop did take aside because because Court and him realized that something is taking place. So Bishop take the other side. So in other words, that is why you end up on the Angola option. That is why he end up on the Venezuelan side. That is why they have soldiers on the airport, because I understand that Sunday gone from Mr. Archibald. So Bishop did take another side.
Yes, scholar, thank you.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
All right then.
And remember, my program is to provoke discussion. I believe we could change things, but we must provoke discussion. We have to have people who claim that they're in charge of us. They have to remember there is consequences for their action. You cannot campaign on transformation all the time you knew it was restorative justice. No one must be on a board and be used as a dumb-driven cattle. You ought not to be on a board and be a rubber stamp. Your reputation is at stake. Members who are placed on board, we must not afraid to let the public know who their names are. The government sneaking in people on board. They don't even want you to know who on the board. Remember, this government have a policy of information based upon need to know. Need to know. So we have to ask. And we have to ask. And we have to be like a farmer. A farmer have the most patience in all profession. He plant a cabbage, 3 months. He plant clove, 3 years. He plant nutmeg, 10 years. The farmer have patience. So we too have to have patience, tolerance. But we have to hold those in higher position, particularly those who represent us politically. Because if it's money they want to make, they should not go in politics. If your main intention is to make money, you should not go in politics. Otherwise, you ending up as number 10. Once money is your main objective in getting involved in politics, you ought not to go. Otherwise, you ending up like number 10. And that is the final program for the week on Target. Tomorrow we have the extension, and I would accompany Master Carl on the extension. Thank you very much.